busting legal myths. The one I'm doing today is amazing because I didn't even know about it. I found this out after I'd been running my own business for about 2 years. So if lawyers don't know this one, please listen to this one if you listen to none of the others. This relates to, and when I heard this, I went, no, that can't be right, and I had to go and look it up. This relates to when you pay someone who is a supplier in your small business in Australia. We're just talking Australia now. You have to check that they have an ABN on their invoice. And if they don't have an ABN on their invoice, you have to withhold, I think it is 49.5% of the amount you would have paid them. You are legally obliged to withhold, and then you have to pay that to the ATO. Because if it turns out they're trading without an ABN, which is an Australian business number, and the ATO finds out that you were their client, whether they're providing you with goods or services, you then have to pay the tax on that invoice, which could be 49.5%. It's insane. Absolutely insane. And so every time we get an invoice, we check, and 99.9% of people have got ABNs, and they put it on their invoice. Every now and then we get one that doesn't have an ABN on their invoice, and then they go, well, of course I've got an ABN, and then they reissue the invoice, and that's fine. You can pay your whatever business coach or whoever they are in full. But one time, there was a guy who was teaching me, he was training me to do some business-related services. I won't say any more than that because I don't want to identify him. And we worked together probably for about a year before I noticed, so it shows you that I need to be onto this one more. And I said to him, it's tax time. We put in all these invoices through, and we actually shouldn't have paid you for the last 12 months the full amount because you don't have your ABN on your invoice. If you could just shoot me some new invoices, email them through to me, pop your ABN on it, and we're good. And he never did. He refunded me the whole 12 months of fees that I had been working with him. I don't know why he did that. Anyway, as a small business owner, it is your responsibility and my responsibility to be diligent when you receive an invoice if you're an Australian business and you receive it from an Australian business. So we're not talking about an overseas supplier, and we're not talking about if you're not in Australia. So you're in Australia, your supplier or your coach or whoever is in Australia. Before you pay the invoice, check if they've got an ABN, and if they don't, ask for it. And if they still won't provide it to you, then check with your accountant. You have to withhold 49.5% of their invoice. Bizarre, but true. It has been incredible busting legal myths with you to protect your small business so that you can lead the lifestyle that you deserve. My name is Catherine Warburton, and I am the Legal Lioness. If you would like to hear more legal myths being busted, pop onto my website, legallioness.com. Look for that backdrop, because that's the lifestyle you deserve. Look for that backdrop, and you will see more legal myths.